Welcome, Tito, to the Echo Base Network live show. What's on your mind, sir?
What's going on? It's TJ Martino from the TJ Martino podcast. How are you guys doing this evening?
We're doing great.
Good.
Yeah, not a huge fan of this series. I was really looking forward to it, though. It was really the last hope, I guess you could say, ironically enough, for me with Disney Star Wars. I was like, maybe if they hit this one out of the park and really make a real, you know, grounded character study with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader, and making those characters, really focusing on them and giving us some more Force lore and kind of giving us some of the deep Star Wars lore that Clone Wars, some of the great Clone Wars episodes and Rebels episodes did. And man, it was just disappointing because I think the show just meandered too much in the first 4 or 5 episodes. And I think it's really been kind of a running problem with these Disney Plus series as a whole. You know, the Marvel and the Star Wars series, they've really just kind of spent too much time meandering and for the first few episodes, and then by the time things are happening, the show's already over. You know, and it's like they really could have taken time in the first 2 episodes to really give Obi-Wan Kenobi some serious problems to deal with here, because it feels like he's just kind of being dragged around from place to place, and there wasn't really a rhyme or reason for a lot of it. And there's a lot of these side characters, and this is probably my biggest problem with the series. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there's just so many of these side characters. You know, you had Kumail Nanjiani's character, who was just kind of thrown in there. Ice Cube's son, his character really has no bearing on the story, and he gets a lot of screen time. Tala, that character to me was kind of a throwaway character. And a lot of these characters got too much screen time for me, and I think it kind of took away from what they could have done with the character of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And mind me saying that I wanted a little
100%.
bit of Obi-Wan Kenobi in my Obi-Wan Kenobi series, but you know, it just, I think the show in Disney just had their eyes set on too many different things instead of just telling a contained story. It felt like everything was just to get Vader and Obi-Wan in the same room, and ultimately that's what everything was just felt like it was leading up to that, instead of actually trying to build out the character of Obi-Wan. I mean, what do we
Ask
really
him if he does
learn
sports
about Obi-Wan
podcasts.
that we didn't already know? What do we really learn about Darth Vader that we didn't already know? And I think the character of Reva, I mean, I know a lot of people have complained, and rightfully so. I think, you know, Moses Ingram, she was fine. I think she overacted a little bit in some of those scenes for sure. But my biggest problem with the character of Reva was that every single motivation that she has throughout the entire series, you know, isn't going to pan out. So there's just no tension for the character for you to really look for in the character. I mean, what, she wants to kill Obi-Wan. We know that's not going to happen. She wants to kill Darth Vader. That's not going to happen. You know, she wants to kidnap and kill Leia. That's not going to happen. So it's like,
and Luke,
everything that happens in the series with that character, there's no stakes. And that's kind of the problem I think that Disney runs into when they make these kind of films and shows that take place in between trilogies, is that you're kind of locked into what you can really do. And that's kind of where this series failed, is that it didn't really actually justify its own existence.
I love it. I think that's a
100%.
really good take, especially what you're saying about the secondary characters. It's like,
Right.
I got the feeling that they didn't know quite the story that they wanted to tell.
No,
That
you're
they
right.
just didn't. They wanted to give us a whole lot of things that felt like Star Wars, like Darth Vader stopping the ship with the Force. You know, that feels like Star Wars. We've seen that in a
Great
video
moment.
game before, but it's like, you know, like what are we doing? Like, what does that have to do with the story? You know, and actually, even that moment, even though it was cool and iconic and all that, it really didn't make sense at all. It's like,
No.
who's flying that ship? How did they know Darth Vader was coming
Right.
down we better let the decoy ship go first. Like,
Right, and especially after he gets duped. Yeah, like you said, like he ends up getting duped, and he can't stop the other ship from flying away. But yeah, you're right.
He was on
well, my
force
friend,
cooldown.
tell everybody a little bit about your podcast and where they can find you.
Sure. I have a podcast. It's called the TJ Martino Podcast. I have a lot of friends and trying to get more professionals on and more people. Love to have you guys on as well at some point. And it's just check out TJ Martino on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all of that. And yeah, I'd love to have you guys on and we could talk some more about this.
We'd love to. Send us an invite. We'd love to come on, guys.
Sounds great.
That would be great. So, and Nick's throwing up a link to your channel, your podcast right now. So,
Awesome.
guys,
Thank you.
go over and check it out. Yes,
And
sir.
real quick, I want to give this I want to just give a quick rating. I'm going to go 3.6 out of 10 for this one.
I like it.
Yeah, I
I
think that's
like it.
fair
All right,
score.
thanks, guys.
That's a great call. We appreciate you, man.
Yep, take care.
Yep. Bye bye.